Hello everybody, welcome to Commentators Corner. Myself and Andy have just witnessed a great battle at the front, but this Commentators Corner is all about those guys picking up the points. We are joined by Steph and Alan, who we'll talk to very shortly. If you've got any questions for them, as always, leave it in the chat below, and if it's clean enough, we can use it. So, Andy, just talk us through that race. Give us a brief summary of what that race was like.
Ooh, exciting, frantic, action-packed, especially the top four. Just top five at one point when you had the God as well in there. Some brilliant racing. Blizzard and Squeezy were just side by side for a lot of the race, and it looked very clean for the majority of it as well. So hopefully the wee bits and bobs we did see were just due to some lag or just due to maybe losing the control and nothing untoward. But very exciting race we had there tonight, and it's certainly glad of that as well too. But it's good for the likes of Steph and Allen that are in here as well. The smaller field meant obviously everybody finished in the points as well, considering we had the loss of Latinio and Francis at the start of the race, and obviously Steph's here as well. He got caught up in that turn one incident, and I'm sure he's going to have something to say about it in just a moment.
Yeah, absolutely. So we'll start then with Steph. Before you give us a plug of tomorrow night, Steph, just talk us through qualifying then. Obviously, with a lot less runners than there normally are, was there the temptation to just stick on a set of soft tyres and see how it went?
Wow. Obviously, with less runners anyway, I was new with the strategy with choice of tyres. Just literally just go on the harder set of tyres, well, the harder set selection. Just get like a feel in qualifying, like doing like a couple of hot laps at least with softs to see what it's like. So I can get myself prepped for the race. And then I thought, okay, everyone's done a bit quick lap times. I thought, okay, just take a set of super softs on, and just got up to like P8 for qualifying, but then turned out to be like P7 due to grid penalties.
Yeah, absolutely. Blizzard and I believe it was Litinho getting caught up in the pit lane entry then. So obviously you get the start there going into turn one. We might have seen what happened, but you probably got a better view of it, Steph.
At the start, I got up to Hurricane start, heading down towards turn one. It's like, okay, I know there's going to be like, a little bit of cluster, but I knew my line I was going to take to go through. And next thing is, someone decides to steam up the left, literally like not even applying the brakes, and just end up getting T-boned. And then obviously try to control the spin, but it's obviously the case like I was end up going in towards a wall, which damaged my wing, and had to limp around with a broken red right ring all the way around for that one lap, which literally was torture. Take it back to the pit to put another set of supers on, and obviously to fix the wing and literally just trying to catch up as much as possible. Obviously I know Plaster had his little incident as well with another driver up ahead, so I thought, okay, try and like minimise the undercut in case he had damage, and obviously overtook him in pits. And
Yeah, you're.
Go on.
Sorry, you were obviously caught on two ends because I believe you was going to start on the super softs. Is that right? Super soft tyres you started on,
Yeah, super stuff, I started on.
and then you went on to another set of super softs, so that you were just consigned to a two stop from day one.
Yeah, had no choice with the obviously breaking front wing on lap one. There was no way I was going to drag that out, and I knew it was going to be way too slow, so I thought, okay, pit at the end of lap one, try and minimise time loss already, and just try and gain it back in the race as much as possible.
And you did get P. Remind me of your result.
P8?
P8. So you managed to get P8 then. With a small field then and a chance to score points, it must have been a bit of keeping your head high to get those points.
Yeah, it was a bit of a blessing in disguise, just, eight plays getting 4 points, like, I'll take that, it's not a problem. The only problem is it doesn't have my little battle with a certain young gentleman in this room, as he's close up on points on me. So, obviously it's going to be like a tight-on battle between me and Al with terms of points, but we'll see, we'll just literally what will happen.
And towards the end there, you were having a little bit of a battle with Blizzard then. How tempted were you to just stick out the inside?
I was tempted, but I've just thought like didn't really want to risk it just in case he didn't see me or he was focusing on what he was doing. So I just thought, okay, you know what, save me overtaking and then have to get blue flagged again by the last corner. I just literally just hang behind him and just try and budge as much as the gap as possible because I know Plasto was catching me up. But he was getting blue flags for quite a lot of cars behind, so I just thought, okay, I need to bridge as much of the gap as much as possible. Because I had like a 3-second penalty, and Plaster was catching me, but then obviously he lost time due to traffic, so which kind of gave me a bit of a nice bit of a gap to get points.
Absolutely. Andy?
No, before we let you do your usual plug on a Thursday night, Steph, next round up obviously is the Red Bull Ring, Austria. How do you fancy your chances around that track there? 3 DRS zones, quite a short lap as well. How do you fancy points there, especially if it's a larger field than it was tonight?
Literally, Austria, I love the track. It is literally an old school track. Even like watching it on TV, it's just literally everything about it. It's set in the mountains, and you just literally push your car. It's like Hungary in a way, like obviously like an old karting track, but different, just more. Like, okay, 10 corners, actually like to call it, but I'll say 9, but...
Great stuff. If you were to put yourself in one position, or if you'd like to finish in a position, where would it be for the Austrian Grand Prix?
I wouldn't say like any position really. I'd just like literally, as long as I get points, I'd just be like happy with it. Just try and do as much as I can. With the rivals around me, like, you know, obviously taking advantage as well, picking up points with less drivers. So I'm trying to score as much as points as possible.
You're meant to say first. Where's the ambition, man? Come on.
To finish first, you got to finish.
That's true.
Well, it's Thursday night, Steph. That can only mean one thing. Take it away.
Okie dokie. After now with the winter break out of the way, with the Happy New Year's, we are going live to the night skies of Singapore. The most iconic street circuit, endurance, and mentally challenged.
Yeah, great stuff, and we look forward to you being in the box, of course. Steph, we'll see you tomorrow. If not, we'll catch you on TTL next week.
I'll be there tomorrow, don't you worry. I will be there.
Great stuff. Thanks for talking to us, Steph.
No worries, guys. Cheers, talking.
Well, Alan, it's a rarity to see you in Commentators Corner. Welcome along. How are you?
I am good. How are yours?
Yeah, not too bad. Just talk us through your race then.
Quite quiet and boring, just the way I like them. It was a bit of avoiding stuff at the start. I got off the start and I got a good drive off the start, and the new chap, Killers or something, got a bad start ahead of me. I ran to try to go up the inside of him, he squares me out, so I backed out of it and stuck behind him into the first corner. Francis came flying by me and had this incident with Steph, which I had to avoid then and pull off track and let a couple of cars pass me, and then I got around in the turn 4 and Plaster was sideways, just being spun just ahead of me and Mays as well, so we had to avoid that as well. And after that then it was a couple of little battles with Mays. He pulled into the pits just ahead of me on one, and I got him on the other then, and when he was on his second stint he was coming down. His tyres were bare, and then he was closing back in on me there at the end, just didn't have enough laps. But all a good race, 6th place, and the only driver not to pick up penalties again.
Yes, Andy pointed that out on the end of the stream.
Yeah,
So
it's nice to keep that trend going.
yeah, I mean, when it comes to a race like that, where you said yourself it was a pretty lonely race, what keeps you going?
Points. The points that are on offer keep you going.
I mean,
I suppose the joy of racing as well, like as viewers are all aware, and I'm not too sure how much of the viewers are aware, but like on the wheel, I'm not using assists, so you know what I mean. There is a lot to be thinking about while you're driving, and there's a lot to be doing. So even just to get the car around the lap, like especially like France, the only real place you have to let your concentration sort of to even think about what position you're in or who's around you or how far away is sort of the main straight. So um, that kind of helps as well that you haven't got something like China or say Baku where you have a kilometre long straight. There's you have a lot more thinking time, and drivers you can see there are two places where drivers lose it where you wouldn't expect to lose them because they're overthinking things. So it's nice to just drive.
Absolutely. Andy, have you got any questions?
No, but obviously I pointed out you're the only driver with no penalties during the race, which is brilliant, especially around this track. And I think you managed that as well before Christmas at Monaco as well, which was phenomenal. Austria's next up, which is another track which is very easy to get penalty points on as well. How do you see yourself going in that one?
I like Austria as well. It's another track I like. It's another track I'm quick enough at. So um, again, I'd like to see myself up there battling for points again in Austria. And I think last season in Austria, it was the last season I've done in TTL Austria, I think it was penalty free. So if I can do it again there, I'd say that it's a track that it could benefit me a lot more than somewhere like France. We're staying penalty free, so that will be one of the aims.
We'll look out and see if you manage that. I do have another quick question. Me and you have obviously within the sort of PSN chat that goes on, we've had a bit of a joke and a laugh about how we're the older section of it. Joking about with things like that. But the question I've got is actually, we do know obviously quite a lot of the drivers are a bit younger, some of them even still in school. How much time do you actually get to practice? Because obviously some of these younger ones being at school, they're more than likely going to not have any major commitments or work or anything like that. How much time do you find to actually practice for these events?
It all depends on what I'm doing as well as of course of my own daughter, so I have to look after her and whatever else. So I try to get on sort of if I can before races and league races sort of say 6 o'clock, half 6 and get an hour maybe of a practice session in for the race and then the race itself, and then I'm racing 5 nights a week. So that's helps me an awful lot compared to say someone who wouldn't be racing that much. But as you say, yeah, the lads are sitting on it nearly permanently, and they have things down to a T. Like where my time spent when I'm practicing is spent focusing on an upcoming race. They're just overall practicing everything all the time, that's why they get a little bit of advantage. But I suppose they're younger, sharper reactions as well.
So it's basically a case of a bit of practice beforehand, but most of the practice comes from actually the races
From
you do
racing,
across the week.
yeah, that's it. The most of the races comes and that's it. You just trying to progress each game. We get a little bit quicker as we go through each game, and fingers crossed we'll eventually get up there.
Yeah, well, good points for 6th place, and I say penalty free, so we'll keep an eye and see if you can keep that trend going next week as well. Steph, if you're still kicking about, Z3's put a wee question for you. Do you feel more comfortable with it as a person?
I know this was a fucking. I'm sorry. I know this was
I
coming.
like to make sure that any questions are in the chat that I mention them. It's not a case of anything else.
I know C3. If you're listening, I know you put that word. Put your money where your mouth is and get on track. Come back to the league. Oh, and also if you're on about Wolves as well, C3, a certain memory jogged me. Back here in the castle section, multiple times over seasons.
Well, I know he certainly doesn't like the yellow curbs at Austria after last night.
We love our banter here, don't we?
Oh yes.
Anyway, we've got to bring the stream to an end. So thank you, Steph and Alan, for joining us on Commentators Corner. And obviously you can join Steph tomorrow night for the Singapore Grand Prix, the most demanding circuit on the calendar. Steph is in the box for that one. You can also watch on Sunday TTL F2, which is racing at Canada and France, to 25% races. And of course you can join us on Wednesday. Me and Andy will be in the box to cover the second half of the Esports Mini League involving those 5 leagues you saw on Wednesday. Tune in from around 8 PM GMT for all of those, where we will get you underway just before. Andy, it's been a good French Grand Prix, lots of battling up the front. Hopefully at the same time on Tuesday we can see it all over again at Austria.
Yeah, I'm sure obviously the next race in Austria are going to be very interesting indeed. Obviously, Drake Murray commitments, I'll be watching that one from the sidelines, of course, but I'll be back here next Thursday along with the Esport Cup on Wednesday as well. And obviously, next Thursday it is the British Grand Prix, Silverstone, one of the driver's absolute favourite tracks, one of my favourite tracks as well. And obviously, that phenomenal Maggots, Beckett's, and Chapel session. So, we've got some really good tracks covered up with Austria and Silverstone next week, and then obviously with the Esport Mini League as well, we've got Spa-Francorchamps, we've got Hockenheim and Silverstone for those three 25% races between those 5 teams. So it's definitely going to be very, very interesting indeed this week coming up for sure.
It's certainly a busy week, and hopefully you can join us for it. For now, though, we have to end the stream, so it's goodbye from me, Kieran McGinley.
And from me, Andy Campbell, it's goodbye as well.
Take care of yourselves, and we will see you next time.
Ta-ra.